Hi everyone, and welcome to my very first Plan With Me video using my new classic sized happy planner. This is my first Plan With Me video and also my very first voiceover, so I apologize if it's not perfect, but I'm going to work on it. So I'm just showing you all the supplies I'm planning on using in this video. First, I have two stamp packs from the happy planner that I got on clearance at Hobby Lobby. And one of them is exercise based and the other one is productivity, so we're going to use both of those. And we're going to use this acrylic stamp block from Stampabilities. I also got this at Hobby Lobby. Going to use some VersaFine ink in the color black, and this is the first time I've ever really done stamping, but I've watched a few videos, so we're going to see how this goes. I'm not a professional by any means. I'm also going to use these rainbow pens from Tull and my stash of washi, which is in two giant plastic bins, and it's kind of hard to find things, but we're going to go with it. So before I start, I figured I would show you my happy planner setup so you can just see what it looks like in the inside. So like I said, this is a classic size. I got it at Michael's. I substituted the rose gold plastic rings with rose gold metal rings. At the beginning, there's a sticky note dashboard. And then my monthly views, July, August, and September. This was originally an 18-month planner, but I took out a bunch of the months and stored them, so it's not as crazy. So I just have from July or August to May in here. And then in the back I have some notebook paper with the books I've read this year, the last time which was a really good thing that I put in there because it's really useful. And I also have a list of planner girls that inspire me and hashtags to use on my Instagram posts. And then I also have this folder in the back, which is from the Joann's Happy Planner kit box thing. So, okay, so moving on, we're going to take out the current week that we're going to plan, and you'll see I don't really have a lot going on this week, but when I do, or when I schedule workout classes and stuff, I will use sticky notes to plan ahead. And that yellow one is just a movie that's coming out this week that Ryan and I probably will want to see eventually, so I just have been putting those in there as well. So now I'm getting out my ink, and this should be interesting. A lot of this is me figuring out what I'm going to do, but I didn't cut any of it except for when my camera died about like 3/4 of the way through, but it's fine. We'll talk about that when we get there. So this is me just like skimming them all, trying to figure out what I want to do first, and then I decide to use the workout stamp first and just mark out all my workouts. I love to go to spin class, so I do a lot of those every week, and they take up a lot of space in my planner, honestly. So what I was doing on my hand, I read or I heard someone in a video, it's like prepping the stamps for the ink, I guess, and I already messed up and I got ink all over the acrylic block, so I got my baby wipes and I'm going to wipe that off before I use it. And moment of truth. Okay, not terrible. So anyway, I spin a lot almost every day of the week, and I put them all in my planner just so I know when I'm going. So that's what I'm doing here. Lots of workout stamps. And I don't know if you have to prep the stamp every single time. I kind of get lazy with it towards the end of this video, but it's not terrible for now. I don't always do it like this, but I will typically use the boxes as like morning, afternoon, and evening. So for the most part, I work out in the evening when I have school. I'm working out twice today. And now I have my phone out looking at the calendar because that is when I schedule my classes, they go right into my iCalendar. So I'm just double checking the different days that I have class. I decided to use this little star stamp to mark the different workouts underneath the header. So that's what I'm doing here. Again, wiping off any ink that I don't want with a baby wipe. And now I'm going to take the turquoise color of the Toll pens and I'm going to fill in the different classes that I'm taking this week and what time they are. It's so much more satisfying to watch yourself write when it's in fast motion, if that makes sense. I just like how it looks. So now I am marking off my to-do boxes for the week. That one kind of got messed up, but that's the beauty of stamping. It doesn't always look perfect, but you just gotta roll with it, roll with your mistakes. The productivity stamp pack has a bunch of different to-do list headers, so I'm just trying to be a little bit more creative. I use the same to-do one a little too much, so. So here I use the checklist boxes and I realized that it's a little bit too big when there's a header, so I just use the baby wipe to take off the ink on the last box so it would fit right in there and not go out of the box. Now I'm going to use these little flower stamps like all over as bullet points under all of these to-do lists. I usually give myself between 3 and 4 spaces for to-dos. I don't really have a lot of classes this semester, so I don't need a ton of them, but 3 usually is good enough. I did more on Thursday on the bottom because I typically have classes on Fridays, so I have more things that are due and things I have to do, so that's why that's there. So I got rid of my stickies because I transferred everything over into the week. I don't transfer movies on, only if we go, so that's why I kind of just got rid of it. So now I'm going to use washi tape for the weekend and try to decorate it. But you will see that I changed my mind many times. I didn't like that gold. So here I go, trying to use a different one. And I'm going to cut it with a gift card, a Wawa gift card. If you're from the East Coast, you know Wawa is what's up. And I've gotten a lot better at cutting washi with a gift card. So it takes a while. If you're still working on it, just keep working on it. You'll get it eventually. So after I did that washi, I kind of realized that there are two like big events this week for me. So I'm using this like beautiful border, which I love, it's so cute, to mark out 2 days of the week that I like have bigger things going on. So what you just saw me do there was to just measure out, and I just put the ink on half of it so it didn't go over the washi. But anyway, so now I'm gonna pick the wrong color pen. That's the wrong color, Kayla. Come on. So that's brighter blue than the blue I was using. It's like a sky blue instead of the turquoise. And yeah, there's me realizing that I used the wrong color, but it's fine. I fix it eventually. So today I didn't have school. The elementary school I had my internship at has off for Rosh Hashanah. And I'm not Jewish, so I probably just butchered that. And then on Friday I don't have classes for some reason, but I'm not complaining about it. Totally fine. So now I'm prepping the stamp again. I forgot to put my spin class for Saturday on the list. Okay, so now I'm going to grab the star stamp again, just to make it look like the rest of them, write in my spin class and the time I'm going on Saturday, and then I'm going to take that same pen and start writing in some of my to-dos for the week, the things that are due. And then I try to go over the wrong color with the right color, and I realize it makes it look even worse. So that's unfortunate. I'll fix it again in a minute. So I usually will cover up where it says notes because I never really use it for notes. I just use it for like weekly to-dos and stuff. So I am carrying that rainbow washi over to the other side, and I'm going to use a stamp to do the header. So again, that didn't really pay off perfectly, but it still looks fine. I'm just embracing it here with the stamps. They're not going to look perfect. And then I try to use this dot checklist, and it does not line up with the lines on the side there, so I give up and I decide to use a little exclamation point stamp instead and do a couple bullet points on the side for any weekly to-dos I need to do. I honestly did not like how this turned out. The exclamation point isn't big enough, so it just looks like a blob of black ink, but it's fine. So now I'm realizing I don't really like how the rainbow washi looks, so I'm going to layer the polka dot washi on top. And I did a little like diagonal cut so I could put it on both ends, but yeah, you'll see. This is not what the layout looks like. So here I'm kind of like, alright, I don't love it. What can I do to make it better? So I'm literally just going through my washi stash to see if I can find something that will make it look a little better. So there was one that I looked at. So yeah, so I figured maybe this is the reason why I don't like how it looks. The fact that I just totally butchered two big focal points. So I use my Bic whiteout strips, which I love, even though they're not like perfectly matching to the paper. And I decide to not stick with just the turquoise and to pick a different color. And there's me back in the washi trying to fix it. Okay, so I whitened that stuff out. Gonna pull up this old washi. I liked how it looked, but I just didn't like how it looked with the stamps. So maybe I'll try it again. So I went with that because it matches the turquoise, but the navy was not doing it for me. Now I am looking at this like flag washi. Didn't really like that one either. Cheetah, maybe. That one would have looked cute, but I ultimately decide, after much deliberation, I'm literally pulling out every single washi I have. I love that metallic, but I didn't like it with this layout. Still going. I ultimately decide to use the vertical black and white stripe washi. Get my Wawa card again. And I decide I really like how that looks because it just kind of ties everything in because the stamps are all black and white. So I'm going to cover the notes again, but the white part of the tape is clear. It's not really opaque enough to cover up the notes. So after I lay it down, I decide that I'm going to use the white out on the notes word so you can't really see it as much through the tape, and lay that down again. There, that looks better. Okay, so now I feel like it looks a lot more cohesive because I have the black and white stripes. It kind of just like ties it all together because I was just using black ink. So I'm finally happy with how that part looks. So I'm going to go in with a new color this time. I used purple to write no class today and no school today on top of the whiteout. And then I decided to go with this lime green color for my to-do list for today. And I'm thinking about what other to-dos I want to put on there yet. And then I write my schedule for the week. And Ryan's going to Texas this weekend to watch some football games with one of his friends. So he leaves on Friday. So I made sure to mark that in my planner, even though I probably won't forget, just so I know. And then on Saturday, I'm going to a fall festival with some friends. So I made sure to put that in there as well. We were planning on meeting at one of the wineries near there at 2, so I put the time and the event on Saturday. So now I'm like, okay, there's a lot of white space still, and I don't hate white space, but I feel like I could do some more with some of these stamps. So in the exercise booklet of stamps, there are a ton of like motivational stamps, so I just grabbed a few of those and I went through and I added them to some of the white space on the different days just to like make it look a little bit more filled in and cohesive. And I found a hydrate stamp on the workout pack, and I put that on the bottom left and put the days of the week. There were 8 water droplets, so I just colored in the first one and then did Monday through Sunday letters at the bottom. And here I am just adding a few more little stamps to the spread to fill in some of that white space like I said before. I'm really impressed that I was able to fix that one. It came out like almost perfect, perfectly lined up. Okay, so now I'm just doing like one more little stamp, and I'm gonna start cleaning up. So I'm sticking it back in my planner, and this is my finished layout for the week of September 10th. Thank you guys so much for watching. See ya!